we were like, we got the Golden Globes. We can probably just make that a quick one. It doesn't really matter. And then the Golden Globes were the most Golden Globes they could be last night. Can you give us a bit of a recap on what happened?
In short, we are far from the shallow now, my friend. As we've said before, the Golden Globes as an award, a tangible award people care about, does not exist. No one actually gives a shit about who wins, per se. People just are mad about how it affects the awards we do care about, namely the Oscars. The TV stuff, we're not even talking about TV stuff. They like to get ahead of the Emmys because, the way their calendar works, that's fine, whatever. They've done a lot of cool stuff on the TV side, like Robot, Maisel, etc. That's cool. But the movies, generally, they've done some weird stuff. They'll pick stuff that doesn't usually win. Not really the best predictor at all. But, it's supposed to be a fun ceremony. The celebrities are a little looser. It is what it is, right? And that's kind of what I was hoping for. That's what you were hoping for. Everyone was hoping for. Fortunately, the Hollywood Foreign Press, this shadowy cabal of 83, 93 people, under 100 people, really fucking went off the deep end. And unfortunately, with the Oscar voting literally just opening up at midnight following the ceremony, it's worrisome that this, could influence the voters. And that's namely that the big talking points, Green Book and Bohemian Rhapsody, did so well at the Globes, winning the 2 best pictures as well as other awards. So that's very disappointing. And I really hope it's not a sign of things to come. Again, none of the HFPA vote on the Oscars. The Oscars is like 8,500 people, representing a much more diverse, group in Hollywood. So I'm still very hopeful, and I'm not actually worried. But it is annoying that now we have this narrative that's not going to go away for 2 months. But what was your take? You actually watched the ceremony. I did not watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a interesting award ceremony. They really leaned into, and rightfully so, they leaned into the women's movement. Regina King had a really powerful speech on it. Sandra Oh had some nice words on it as well. Really touching moment between her and her parents. I didn't feel like Oh and Sandberg did a great job hosting. They were fine. Their best show came at the expense of the This Is Us cast, which I thought if they could have captured that moment a little bit more throughout, it would have been a lot better. But yeah, I came away I was just laughing, man, because when you think about the Golden Globes, they have some interesting picks. Like, right, last year, James Franco won for Best Actor in a Comedy, Best Lead Actor in a Comedy. It's like, okay, he didn't end up winning, obviously, Academy Award for it, and it was pretty controversial based on some of the issues and the things James Franco is going through right now. Mahershala Ali winning, okay, we kind of thought he was the favorite for the category. That's fine. Green Book has some problems, but I didn't think it was going to win. I thought Vice was probably going to win. Then Green Book won, and I'm like, oh crap, this is probably the worst possible thing that could happen in terms of the Oscars race, because now Green Book's going to be getting a lot more press. It's going to be talked about a lot more. Could just end up sneaking in there. And then Bohemian Rhapsody wins for Best Drama. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this has a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is a film that not even critics like, and it's winning Best Drama. I am upset for films like Beale Street or something like Spider-Man, which I had like an outside hope could potentially get a Best Picture nomination.
Not happening.
Because now Rhapsody's going to get in there. And
right. First Man, bye-bye, sorry.
Yeah, First Man, a film that should be nominated. It's good enough. I mean, I don't think
Widows,
it's a great film.
Thing.
Yeah, Widows would be another one. So I'm upset about that. I think Rami's deserving, but man, just looking forward. A Star Is Born, Biggest Loser last night. I don't know where they're going to be in the race moving forward. I have to imagine Gaga and Cooper are going to be out there standing and trying to campaign a lot for it. But the race, which seemed so set leaving, feels a little bit more wide open, a little bit more unpredictable. The only thing that seems sure now is Cuarón's going to win for Roma for directing. and
Yep.
it probably is still the favorite for the category for the best picture.
Yeah, and that's the ultimate thing why you can't use it as a bellwether, is because Roma was not eligible for either Best Picture because it's a foreign film. Really weird stipulation by the Hollywood foreign press to, have that bias against foreign films, but that's what they have. And then also Olivia Colman, who I would say is the favorite for Best Actress, was not going against. We thought her chief competition was Gaga. In fact, Glenn Close won for Best Actress in Drama. But either way, Coleman was separated from her two chief competitors. So again, we didn't really get to see that pan out.
Right.
But and we just got the Writers Guild nominations today, and Green Book is nominated for a screenplay. It won the screenplay at the Globes, and I think that's just like one of the most egregious things, because it's like that's like the worst part of the film and kind of the source of most of the problems and the things people take issue with. And now Green Book's it's 3 billboards all over again. And I know a lot of people were hoping we didn't have to deal with this, but here we are.
Yeah, and this is something we didn't necessarily talk about in our Green Book review, but it's written with the help of Tony the Lip's son, and it doesn't really take into account the any firsthand experience from Don Shirley, not even secondhand experience. It's pretty much told totally from Tony the Lip's perspective as told by his son. So it's in a way whitewashing this very complicated black man's experience, and a lot of it has been refuted by Don Shirley's family. So the acting award, I can understand, like Mahershala is going to give the performance he's going to give, and I thought he was still brilliant in the role. Even Viggo Mortensen getting nominated, he's playing the role. But the screenplay is egregious because it's basically saying, oh, we don't give a shit about this. Like we're going to accept that this is all the truth, that this is really the way it went down. We're not going to take into account this other person's contradictory experience. So there's a really good article on Variety about the problems with the Green Book and a lot of the controversy. Jason Concepcion tweeted it out. I'd recommend reading that to brush up. But that would probably be my worst case scenarios if Green Book somehow, with the preferential voting, comes out on top on this. But I actually think the preferential voting will save the category in general. I think Green Book will end up being like third on a lot of people's ballots, and Roma and Star is Born still going to split the top 2. So we'll see. Going to be interesting. Can't wait to see the nominations. I think they come out in 2 weeks.
22nd. Yes, pretty soon.